Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video on my channel. And may I just say, first off, Happy Valentine's Day! Alright, so as you can tell, I'm trying to learn calligraphy. And this is mostly for a special project that you'll see later on. But at first, I had to figure out how to use the pen, which was kind of difficult. I tried using the ink packet multiple times. I guess it's an ink packet? Whatever. It took a little while for me to figure out how to use the ink, but I found out you had to puncture the lid of it so that the ink got out. And because I did that, now I can write. I spent a little bit of time figuring out how the pen worked and went over some of the letters that were sampled in the book. I wrote myself a little high, just messing around with how the pen worked. It, for the most part, worked how I expected. The flat edge of the tip was covered in ink so that if you moved it in a line, like straight flat, it created a skinnier line. But if you moved it flat along the thickness, it, made a thicker line. And it took a little bit of figuring out how to do the loops and all that, because it was kind of stiff for me to use, I want to say. It's nothing against the pen, it's probably something to do with me, because I've never done calligraphy, but I figured it out in the end. It really, the book didn't have too much information, although it did show quite a few more fancy examples, and I tried to follow along in the book, tried to make a D. It worked pretty well. I liked how it turned out, and then I went on and tried writing a bunch of different things. I tried some of the other designs they had, and then I tried doing a V and an H. The H I'm personally proud of because I just made it up on the spot, but it came out pretty well. And then the V, it was harder to figure out how to do it. But I came up with the design in the end that worked pretty well. And if you're following along with what I've been saying, it's Valentine's Day. So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna write Happy Valentine's Day. Now, I also wrote a G just because, G digitally. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with experimenting. Now on to the final piece. And to start off, I actually wrote out what I want it to look like before I used the pen, just to make sure I didn't mess up, because it's ink. You mess up once, you mess up the whole piece, I guess. Now, I tried my best to do all the letters how I wanted them to. I did my best to space them, but I'm not the neatest person, so oh well. I also tried to have every ending letter have a little loop that underlines the whole word, and that turned out pretty well. I also tried to make the first letter as fancy as I could, and, try to keep everything uniform. Now, it came out pretty well, but I found out early on that ink smudges. So, as I was drawing the line and moving my hand across, I noticed that my hand smudged the ink. Now, it didn't necessarily make the piece look too bad, it's just not as neat as I hoped. But, I mean, it came out pretty well. And then I tried doing a little cool little heart, but it's kind of a lot harder to just make up a random shape and calligraphy it. So I also tried using a different color. I thought this would be red, and it turned out to be brown. So I guess that one heart I messed up on. So I quickly switched back to the black and just mess around with the rest of the heart. It wasn't too bad, it was just a little experimental, I guess. Not really a final piece. And then I went on to do the other heart, and this one I kept in mind what I did for the first heart, and it came out better, but the video cut out. So I guess this is the final piece. I hope you all enjoyed and have a happy Valentine's Day. And if not, then eat a box of chocolates. What can I say? That's what I want to do. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.